It is 4:44 p.m. I am on the balcony and I gotta do another reading. My cards are calling to me. This energy is so potent and abundant. And they're just like, ask me. Don't you want to know what I think? So I'm gonna do a nature reading. I like to do my readings in terms of vibrational frequency or themes, if you will. So I choose my cards accordingly and do the readings accordingly so that I can tie in to that energy. We've got some bells ringing, cleansing the environment, cleansing the energy. I was just about to sage my cards and they are officially all cleaned. I hope you are feeling the energy right now. I'm under the sky and it's going to be perfect. So, this reading from the last couple that I did was aligning with Day of the Goddess yesterday and then Lionsgate, and that whole period of time, that whole portal for Lionsgate. And now I'm feeling just this incredible sense of momentum building, especially with how aligned those two messages were and how consistent those messages were in regards to what the universe wants us to know right now, what spirit wants us to know right now, what God wants us to know right now, our angels, our ancestors, our Orisha, whatever you believe in, whatever names and labels you use and choose, it's all one. And the bells ringing are confirming that so beautifully right now. So now I just want to kind of get nature sense, forces of nature, and what their messages, what Mother Nature's message is, whether it's encouragement, whether it's support, whether it's just the promise, just this incredible, just fruitful energy that I'm feeling despite what the media says, despite what social media says, despite what dark energies and dark intentions are trying to do. They're trying to do that because they as well feel this abundance. They feel this wake up. They feel this reclaiming of power for those of us that know what's up. So I give thanks to Mother Nature. I will still burn some sage. Let's see if I can get some smoke going with the wind. Iya Oya is blowing gently but fiercely as she do. Winds of change. And these bells are going, and it's so awesome because they usually only chime like this every hour on the hour, and it's not 5 yet because I just started this at 4:44. We're only 3 minutes in. That's beautiful. How auspicious for this cleansing. Oh, thank you, Mother Nature. I've got some other decks on the side here that I will also be using. So what I'm going to be using as I cleanse Waite tarot deck here, Rider-Waite Smith, Pamela Coleman Smith, who I like to speak her name and give reverence because the artist that did this traditional deck that most tarot is based on was a Black woman, and many people don't know that, and I definitely give ancestral alignment and ascension to her when I use this deck, which is the first deck that I ever used and that got me into all of this. And she wasn't allowed to do any Black representation in her illustrations, in her depictions, so I've actually modified my deck and did a little coloring and browned them faces and hands. So representation is important, and I speak for my people. I connect with my people first and foremost. All people I love, but you gotta love you first. So that, as well as my African tarot deck, which I will use as well. I've got my crystal deck, my moonology deck. I'm going to use my nature deck here. This is the Green Witch Tarot that was gifted to me by my sister Natasha, Tash Light. I've got a fairy deck that I gifted Kaya with, and we're absolutely loving that. And then an animal symbolism deck, animal totems. I'm going to use those, as well as classic Lenormand, which I will use as well, which is, a lot of general symbology and focused on a lot of nature symbols. So here we go. We're going to get right into it. I may also pull some charms. I've got some charms here and see what the charms are saying. So I'm going to start off. Cleansed energy and giving thanks to the Creator. I give thanks to the Spirit of Destiny. I give thanks to our ancestors, to our angels, to Orisha, for giving power to my Ashe, for allowing these messages to come through, for our guidance, for general guidance, for the collective, so that we know just how much the universe is supporting us, despite what outward appearances may be. I'm here under the sky, facing the trees, under trees, and aligning with natural energies, back to natural vibes, and getting a sense of what is going on for us tapped in to these divine energies. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Hopefully I don't lose any in the wind. Let's do this right over here, keep them close. Ooh. All right, we are going to start with the star. Yes, we will. Yes, we will, because Sirius was in the building. Oh, you saw that? Okay, I'm going to take that too. I'm going to take that too. I never have a plan. I just shuffle and let Spirit choose. I don't know how often I choose. But if they say continue, I continue, and if they say stop, I stop. It's oftentimes in fours, very even, balanced numbers, and then I clarify. So, let's see what this one is. Okay. We've got the star. We've got the Six of Swords. We've got Temperance. We've got our Nine of Swords. Just off the bat, and I'm not going to read in any particular order, I'm just going to let Spirit take over right now, because it's always more intense when I do readings outdoors, naturally, pun intended. Our worries, our fears, they're over. I know that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy considering what's happening in the world, but this is what the last two readings explained. This is what I've been feeling in my blood and in my bones, despite it all and because of it all and in spite of it all. And it really is an issue about believing and receiving. If there are things that are keeping you up at night, that have you feeling like this is the end of the world, apocalypse, I can't believe they're doing this, all of that is outward worries. All of that is us paying too much attention to the oppressor, to what's happening on the exterior, and as a result, it's informing our interior. What we need to do is inspire ourselves internally so that that is what dictates our reality externally. We need to stop losing sleep over this stuff that on the exterior we don't really have power over, but we do have power over ourselves. We do have power over our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions and our choices and our actions. We do. A lot of this stuff happening, a lot of people feel like they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice because they give up their choice. That's a choice. They had a choice. They absolutely had a choice. We all have a choice. So we have a choice to just, the Nine of Swords being in reverse to me is it being done. Like, we're just not doing this anymore. We're not doing the nightmares and freaking out and I can't believe this is happening and the losing sleep. We're just not doing it anymore. If we choose to align with what the universe is telling us, if we are believing in as above, so below, then we have to recognize that the stars above, Sirius just came through, aligned. I often have 3 mirrors out when I do a reading now, and when I film a reading in particular, and it's not just to showcase my orgonite, which is great for as well, but I've been aligning specifically with 3 mirrors, with 3 pyramids since Lionsgate, and charging them outside in alignment with the pyramids of Giza, with the mirrors of Giza, that align with Orion's belt, that align with Sirius, Aset, Osar, and creation, and this infinite abundance and everything that is happening, and that our ancient Kemetic ancestors knew, and that we are blessed to know now, and that we are blessed to be able to tap into. The star energy is about hope. It is about new beginnings. In my Back to Natural logo, I have the star represented as well as it looking like a sun, and I have it with 8 points representing the compass, north, south, east, west, and then the northwest and the northeast, etc. 8 points. And after I had that vision for that logo to honor the sun and the star in that logo, despite the fact that I have been doing tarot for years and I know what this traditional star card looks like, what inspired my 8 point for my logo was this exact symbol, which is an Adinkra symbol, a West African Adinkra symbol called the Enstroma, that represents being a child of God, being like a chosen child of God, star child, okay? So seeing this, knowing this, and aligning yourself with this energy and saying like, I know that I am a child of God. I know that I'm protected. I know that regardless of what is happening on the exterior, whatever is happening in the world, I know my birthright. I know who I am. I know who has more power than the powers, quote unquote, that be. So it really is about tapping in to believing and receiving that hope, renewal, inner clarity. In the readings that I did, getting the Hermit as well, was about doing the internal work, the shadow work of what it takes for us to clean out and release what is no longer serving us, so that we can actually make space for what is supposed to be coming through, what is being funneled down from the stars. Again, as above, so below. This reading is starting with the star, saying, you know what you just had access to. You know what portal you just walked through. And you didn't miss it. Whether people were able to align directly or not, when they say as above, so below, it means you don't have to know. You don't have to believe. It is what it is. It's just more accelerated when you know. It's more potent when you believe. And you can manifest a lot quicker when you use the energy to your advantage. So align with the star energy. We aligned with Sirius, we align with Orion's belt, we align with all of the stars in the sky. The sun is a star. When we think about just that joyousness, the life-giving force that the sun brings, and then the star bringing in miracles and focusing on faith, like this whole last reading from the goddess was choose faith over fear. The star is promising that faith, promising being in the spotlight, being a star. Like everything that you're doing, when you believe to receive, you are going to be recognized. I'm sorry for the noise. Got a little motorcycle going by, but you're going to be recognized. Things are about to pop, like the shine that you were about to walk under, and this is what we walked through with Lionsgate. Lionsgate energy, Leo season, is all about the sun, is all about the shine, is all about look at me, this is who I am, and not being shy about it anymore, and being confident in that, and being courageous in the face of everything. And then you've got the Six of Swords, that's based on intellect, right? We know what is happening, and as a result, then we know that we have to move away from what is not for us anymore. This is about moving forward. This is about going into, once we discover and we realize, listen, I'm claiming this energy. I'm claiming who I am. I am claiming the star alignment that I am. The creation, the purpose that I have a potential for. I am moving into that. I'm claiming it, and as a result, it's making me raise my vibration. When we raise our vibration, lower vibration entities, energies, environments, emotions can't touch us. we're automatically moving forward. We're automatically going to move away from it. We don't even need to tell anybody else, listen, I'm going, like I'm out. It just is what it is. You're just gonna be gone, and they're gonna be wondering, where'd you go? Where'd you go? What just happened here? Because the irony is that right now there's such a overbearing, oppressive energy that feels like they're so confident that we are not going to realize who we are, that we are not going to fight, especially because of the majority not doing that, because of the amount of sheep that there are on this planet being led to slaughter right now, in more ways than one. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to be divisive, because we can apply that to everything from the beginning of time, in history, past, present, future. We can apply exactly that. We're dealing with governments, we're dealing with society, we're dealing with all kinds of stuff, and the bees are coming, and the bees, and when the bees are coming, that is the sweetness of life, and the honey, and the and the abundance. And I have a huge phobia of bees that I'm actually getting over really, really well, because I'm like out here watching the bees, but when they come real close, I have to like swing for a minute. But oh my gosh, this energy is so incredible. See, it must be 5 o'clock now, because here comes the bells. Here comes the bells again. Ooh, this energy is potent. I'm like dripping sweat right now. It's also like, 100 degrees in New York City. But y'all, we are like rising up with this star energy from what we tapped into with this Lionsgate energy on a new moon. I mean, the water's being refreshed. This is like inspiring new hope. The clarity that you see, the reflection that you're going to see in yourself is going to be a reflection that you don't even recognize, and that other people are not even going to be recognizing. Look at the water energy in these cards to show the movement here, and to tell you, if you figure this out and you're moving away and you still want it, again, this was reversed, right? This was reversed. So that for me is like, we're done with that energy. We're not thinking about that anymore. The anxiety, the grief, the depression, the nightmares, we're good. Like, that's not the life. That's not the life anymore. But many of us are still going to be stuck if we're not going to take this path. I always look at the cards as a warning. You know what I'm saying? It's not a guarantee that this is what it is. Again, my interpretation or my channeling is what it is, but it might not resonate with everybody. Somebody may read this completely differently, because it really is about what their intuition is telling them. But from what it looks like to me, and again, also with how I want to harness this energy to empower myself, that's what I'm also sharing, right? Because if I want to empower myself, I want to empower you. I want you to have all of the blessings that I'm praying for myself. So if a message comes through me, I'm sharing the message so that y'all can know, so you can tap in and get some too. That's my motivation across the board with anything that I put out. Especially that I, will take my time for, and it's still an energy exchange. I don't need money. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, this is the work. So just know what we tapped into with this star energy, with this Lionsgate portal, with every day, with all of the things that are happening in the skies, with all of the planetary, oppositions and conjunctions and alignments, and it's the moon and everything happening. We're just after a new moon, Lionsgate, and then we're going into a second Aquarius full moon, a blue moon for the seasonal blue moon. Like, it's so ripe. It's so ripe. Age of Aquarius is in full effect, which it's been for years. This is not, Age of Aquarius is not a new concept. It was just starting, and then it builds the momentum, and then it chugga, and I'm telling you, right now, it's here. Right now, it's like, yeah, we've been chugga. It's here. So you can tap in, or you can stay stuck. You can let it work for you, or you can let it work against you. You can move away from whatever this reality is now. Again, the cards don't mean that this is the order of things. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm reading intuitively. This could be easily here to show, move away from this. This is no longer the reality. This is where we're going. It's just about seeing what's here and reading it accordingly. This 9 of Swords in reverse, the anxiety is over. If you want it to be over, it's done. Just like whatever you're seeing on the news that will like create that anxiety, turn off the news. Whatever you're reading that's going to make you worry, stop. Just stop reading it. Like literally, that's, again, choices. And it's not about not being informed or whatever, but at the end of the day, if what you're being informed by is lowering your vibration, how is it helping you to know that? Especially when we have to believe everything and nothing these days. So how about just nothing then? Like, then how about I just not know that low vibrational stuff and just focus on the high stuff? And I'm not saying to ignore the dark, because we are all comprised of light and dark. We need to know what the oppressor is doing, but not if we're not empowered enough to be able to know that we can transmute that darkness into light. If instead, by paying attention to what the oppressor is doing in the dark, is going to make you get stuck in the dark, get lost in the dark, to be more afraid of the dark, then you need to stop. Then you need to stop. And you need to start here. And you need to reconnect with the light in you, with the stars that shine upon you, and remind you that you as well are literally made of the same stuff stars are made of. The things that we look up at the night sky and we revel at. Look at that, my goodness, wow, it's magic. You too. You too. So move away from whatever is going to keep you away from remembering that. Move away from it. And then you get to the balance of things. This is exactly what I'm just saying too, with comprising the light and the dark, that we have light and we have shadow. Temperance is all of that in regards to balance and boundaries, and knowing you give a little, you take a little. You always, again, with the water, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out is our temperance energy. Being grounded, but flowing at the same time. It's like being dry and being wet at the same time. This is what this energy is all about. That is what temperance is about. It's about harmony. It's about patience, having self-control, moderation, all of these things. And trusting the process, because you know that it's yin yang. You know that it's a little bit of this and it's a little bit of that. But if you're going to lose balance and get stuck in the dark, this is the balance. This is the balance right here. These are the opposites. Knowing that you are a child of God, you are like, nothing can touch you, you are a star, or being stuck in the dark and just worried and anxious and all of these things. And you got to make a choice and move in the direction that you want to move into, and you need to find better balance. That's how I'm seeing this now, like so clearly. There are two extremes. You got the dark and you have the light, and you got to find the middle. You got to find a happy medium between that. And either way, if you're all the way dark or you're all the way light, you're still wrong. And I don't want to say wrong, right? Like whatever, it's subjective, but you know what I'm saying. It's not balanced. It's an extreme. So you're not any better in all light, seemingly, than the person that is all dark, because you are still missing the point of the universe. Because you look up at the night sky and it is a star in the dark. There are stars in the dark. If anything, the dark is more than the light. But where our eyes go to are to the light. So focus on the light, but pay attention to the dark. Be aware, be privy. That's how you find that balance. That's where you find temperance. That's where you find moderation. That's where you find harmony. And either way, on both extremes, whether you're here all light or you're here all dark, you got a 6 of swords and move away to get to the middle. Ashe, I'm going to pull some clarifications on that with the African Tarot for each card. That's what's coming through right now to do. Give thanks. Star card. Thank you, Spirit of Destiny. Thank you, Creator. We've got the 7 of Cups. 6 of Swords, clarification, give thanks. Oh my goodness. We got 2 cards on that. We're getting both. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Temperance, clarification on the Temperance card. Clarification, confirmation, redirection. If I'm misinterpreting in any way, please come through and get me back on track for the collective. 8 of Cups. See, yo. Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords, by the way, as well, is the end of a cycle, right? The number 9 represents that end of a cycle. So we also have to think about the interpretation of this being, it's done. Like, just stop with the anxiety and the grief and the, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Stop. We're ending that right now so that we can get to the 10 of life. So we can get to the new beginning, the 1 and the 0, representing a new cycle, representing a fresh start. Move away from that negative energy. It's done. Clarification on that 9 of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. Giving thanks for your guidance. Whew. And 2 cards again. It's a choice. All right. All right. I'm going to start from the beginning. We're going to start with the Star. And we've got the 7 of Cups. Now the Cups is about our emotions. That is, again, very heavy water energy in this reading already. And more Cups as well. I do also want to point out before I continue that 2 of these 4 cards are Major Arcana cards. And when you get Major Arcana cards, that is showing you that this is very fixed energy. It's like promised, guaranteed, kind of holding you tight energy. Minor arcanas are things that are transient, something that is specific to a time and then it may change, or you can modify it a little bit, easier kind of thing, or maneuver it a little bit easier, or again, it can be changed easier. With Major Arcana cards, it's kind of like defining an era. It's defining a certain situation or circumstance as like the root of the problem or the root of the issue or the nature of the issue, and we are doing a nature reading as a result, and that makes it even more so powerful. So now to go into this next clarification set of African Tarot cards and to see 4 Major Arcanas, which is what made me say and make sure to remember to express the significance with Major Arcanas versus minor. This is such poignant and potent promise. This is like, there is no, that's debatable. No, that's not what's coming through here. This is about, again, choices, and that's what the Lover's card also represents, that the choices of the situation, choosing the dark or choosing the light, and choosing to find the middle, figuring it out so that you can choose in terms of your priority, but you know how to work within the realms, however you may need to work within the realms, or protect yourself however you need to protect yourself, because if you are so opposed to the dark, you can't see it coming. Ooh, almost lost a card there. Yeah, oh yeah, with the change, the winds of change, ashe. Ooh, ooh, listen. So, as I was saying, because there's a lot, and I'm like, my heart is beating so fast. I'm like, my fingers are like shaking. It's incredible. So, 7 of Cups. Again, it's choices and choices. The Lovers represent choices, and the 7 of Cups represent choices, but not just choices. It represents being overwhelmed by the choices, having too many choices, feeling like, there's just so much happening. Like, how do I, and then as a result, making you want to be stagnant, feeling like you don't want to commit to one thing or the other, right? So if we're talking about dark all the way on this end and then light all the way on this end, and that you have to try to find the middle, like you don't even want to do the work to do that 6 of Swords movement to find the middle. You're just kind of like, whatever. And I understand and I empathize with that feeling because of how overwhelming everything is right now. But not making a choice is making a choice. And if you feel overwhelmed to make a choice, then someone or something else is going to choose for you. That's just how it works. And you may not realize that that's how it works until the choice is made, and then you're stuck with it. And then you realize, well, I didn't. Well, no, you didn't. And now it kind of sucks to be you. So don't let it suck to be you. And look at all of the options. If anything, be grateful that there are so many options. I just felt a drop. And I'm hoping it's just a drop of blessings, like Shango just coming through, Oya coming through, saying like, I'm blessing this energy right now. But if I need to stop this video and run inside because it starts dropping down a little bit more, apologies in advance. But yeah, that felt good though. Be grateful that you have so many choices. Be grateful that you get to choose. Because like I said, some people don't get to choose. Some people forfeit their right to choose. Some people convince themselves that they are choosing, but it's really somebody else choosing, really somebody else enforcing, really somebody else exploiting. But because of how hard it is to accept that as a sovereign being, as an autonomous being, as an independent being, as a free, liberated person, then we say, oh yeah, I chose that. You need to be sure that you chose that. You need to look at all of the circumstances that are revolving around this choice and figure out why you would choose that, why you did choose that. What were all of the players? What were all of the things? Rewards and punishments, right? All of the consequences that may have been put in place to inspire or influence you to make that choice. When you just dissect all of that, then you can really figure out if you really did genuinely make that choice or who you made the choice for. Sometimes we make choices for other people, and that's okay, or not. Just know. Just know. And when you align with star energy, when you align with ancient energy and you say, listen, I know who I am, I know what I'm made of, it makes it so much easier to make the right choice for you, because then you're able to say, I'm making a choice from this empowered place, from this blessed space, and making a choice under God and not under guise, pun intended. We've got 6 of Swords clarified by the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. I started this reading talking about the star, and I was saying that the sun is a star and talking about what the sun means, and now we get to talk even more depth about what the sun means and the fact that this is all sun energy with the Lionsgate portal, Leo season, etc., etc. I will not be a broken record. Y'all with me, and you know what it is if you're watching this video. The Wheel of Fortune is about fate. We got to take the risk, we got to take the gamble, we got to spin the wheel and have faith. Trust the process. Trust that when we spin that wheel, when we take that chance and we just get in that boat and start sailing away, sail away, sail away, sail away, we're going towards the sun. We're going towards star energy. We are going towards our shine, to being the star that we are. That renewal of hope, that promise of material happiness and joyousness and success and an incredible, empowered, beautiful outcome. Butterfly just flew by. Oh my goodness, Ashe, thank you. And another. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy right now. Take the risk. See the choices, right? We started here with choices. So many choices, so many choices. Oh my God, what do I do? Spin the wheel. That's what you do. Do the math. Do your pros and cons, all of the stuff that you need to do. Take the action so that you can make an empowered decision regardless of what the options are. All of the options. Look at all the options. Especially when there are so many options, it's even more reason for you to really weigh it out. For you to really decide, okay, like how much of a risk am I taking? But then you have to look at what you have to gain from the different options of risk. So we've got the 9 of Swords, where I was talking about the number 9 being the end of a cycle and that we really have to think about going towards the 10. And then we get the Wheel of Fortune, which is the number 10 card. The whole point of taking that leap of faith, in a sense, to take that risk, to take that gamble, is because you're starting something new and you don't know what it is. It's harder to be confident in a choice when you don't know what it is, when you don't know what's next, right? You may know what the choice is, but you don't know what's going to come of the choice. So you really just have to trust that this is the right choice for you. So spin the wheel, take that chance, and believe that it is good fortune. Believe that a turning point is here for you. It is a gamble. Life is a gamble. But if you believe in the luck that is coming from this star energy, if you believe in your birthright, then I'll be spinning that thing like, let's go. Because this is the promise after you spin the wheel. The sun, the fact that Spirit is giving us the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun for clarification. When I was looking for one card, and I'm curious to see what comes through when I go through this double as well, because if this was just the Wheel of Fortune and we just got that through, I would have stopped if it was one card that came at one time. That's what I was looking for. I would say the same thing that I'm saying right now about the Wheel of Fortune. And that I do still believe, again, as the Wheel of Fortune promises, it is about a fortune. It is about luck. It is about taking the gamble, but having faith that it's going to be good, especially it being upright. Like, we good. Just keep moving and take that risk, take that gamble. It's going to be good. But then Spirit says, you don't even know how good. Well, actually, yes, now you know. Because, again, it's like, it's not just a joy on an emotional, spiritual level. This is about what we walk through with Lionsgate energy. This is the sun energy of promising you infinite abundance. This is all about your money too. This is about spiritual and financial. In the reading that I did with the goddess energy, also mother energy came through, Khadija, goddess of, and talking about and giving us that confirmation of financial and spiritual blessings. Ooh, there is a bee like right here in front of me. Oh my goodness. I got it. Whew, facing fears, yes! Y'all, I am like straight up facing fears right here with you. But this is also part of the abundance. Here I am talking about abundance, and that is what the bee represents, and miracles. Bees aren't supposed to fly. It is not technically possible or ergonomically or whatever the word they use is possible for a bee to be able to fly because of the size of its body versus the size of its wings. But yet, there it goes, right? I don't even know if that picked up in the video. I really hope so. That would be awesome because it was like right here. I froze a little bit, but I stayed. Usually I'd be running. So that little bee came through as I'm speaking about material success and, financial freedom and this infinite abundance and what has been promised to us by this serious, Lionsgate portal energy alignment and, miracles. And there was that very, very clear confirmation from Mother Nature saying, yes. So, yes, get it. 8 of Cups. Now we've got more cups. Again, speaking of the water energy and element, thinking about our emotions. And with this energy, especially clarifying temperance, we're talking about moderation. We're talking about our balance. And we have to move away. You can see the 8 of, and I'm sorry, I haven't even showed you guys these gorgeous cards. So let me just do that for a minute with our 7 of Cups. And then our Wheel of Fortune. It's the African Tarot, absolutely stunning. The Sun, yes. Between the Sun and the World card, it's like the best cards you can get in a spread. And then our 8 of Cups. So as we're looking at our 8 of Cups, we're looking at this kind of withdrawal, this retreat, this walking away, right? And walking away from something. Again, aligning with emotions. You are walking away from something that you're feeling that isn't serving you anymore. You are withdrawing in some ways from something that doesn't serve, that is avoiding or keeping you away from that balance, that is keeping you up at night, making you focus on anxieties instead of focusing on the star, focusing on the sun, focus on the, upward, forward momentum, and moving away from what doesn't serve. I think that it is really time, and again, this is an 8 card. We were just talking about Lionsgate and the 8-8 portal, and 8 being infinite abundance, and that infinity aspect of things. With the 8 of Cups, we really have to walk towards that notion of life, believing in that infinite abundance, and walk away from what isn't serving, especially if they're negative emotions. Cups represent emotions, but it could be positive emotions or negative emotions. So I believe that when the 8 of Cups comes through, it is about either us walking away from something that isn't serving our emotional state for the good, or someone maybe walking away from us. In this case, it being clarified, or clarifying the Temperance card, which is about finding that harmony and the patience. Again, trusting the process is all about patience. It's all about that balance of moderation. So it's really choosing to not be stuck in one place, or stuck in an extreme, right? Dark or light, or whatever the situation may be, and taking that leap of faith, taking that chance, taking that risk to move somewhere else, to go somewhere else, whether by land or whether by sea, whatever it may be. You got to walk away from it. You have to move away from it so that you have the potential to walk into your purpose, so that you can actually give yourself a chance to be in a better situation, a better circumstance, a better reality. The 9 of Swords with the Lover's card, again, brings in the notion of choice and partnership. I believe this is about how strong we are individually, but as a collective, or when you come into with a partnership, or with someone else, then that's like double the pleasure, right? That's more energy. So think about who is aligned with you, with this mindset, with this, heart-centered focus, with this, spiritual alignment, and connect with them as much as possible. Talk to them about this and your feelings and what it is that you feel like we have to walk away from as much as possible. Find a tribe, find a community. And I always get so moved when I see the Lover's card, because it's not just a partnership. It's a partnership that's like blessed ancestrally. That's like blessed by God's self. That's like, what God put together, let no man separate type of vibe. So when you feel that kind of, I am meant for you, you are meant for me, that's this energy. That's the Lover's energy. And making a choice to be devoted to that energy. Oh, I'm feeling the drops. I'm going to stay until I can't. Oh my goodness. This is like, I think I'm bringing the rain right now. So we got to make the choice. We do have to make the choice. And the choice, I do believe, is coming together with like-minded, like-hearted, like-spirited energies and entities, so that you don't also stay stuck. When you're feeling this is where I'm getting the confirmation with this energy, with the anxiety and the grief. You watch something on the news and then all of a sudden you're like feeling low. Call that person that can lift you back up. Hit that person up. Have a group chat and my queens, you know what I'm talking about. Because just hit each other up and raise each other up. That's a different perspective that we need to have, which brings in the Hangman card. Again, all of this major arcana energy, which is like showing such a finite message, in the infinity of it. Which again, I love contradictions and paradoxes, because that is life. That is light and shadow. That is the dark and the light, So the Hangman energy is about wisdom. It is about self-sacrifice, but thinking about looking at things from a different perspective. This is the upright way of the card, but he's upside down. So when the card is upside down or reversed, then he's right side up. So it's kind of like, no matter which way you have this card, it's kind of like flipped on its head, which is the point of the card. It is about looking at things from a different perspective, flipping it on its head, and seeing it in a different way that you weren't able to see it before, because you were too stuck worrying about something, because you didn't clear out what was supposed to be cleared out, because there was no balance and no moderation, because you weren't remembering what your birthright is and what you're aligned with. You didn't walk away from what you should walk away from. You didn't take the risk that you should take to believe, or getting too overwhelmed by the choices, instead of just like focusing and being able to make that choice and leaning on your support system, leaning on these partnerships and these, energies that you have at your disposal that can help you stay out of the dark and find that balance, find that middle. Let's see what Lenormand's saying about this energy. Give thanks, angels, ancestors. I'm gonna take both of these. Yo, listen. I'm like, what? The ship, the mice, the fish. Doesn't matter the order. Again, I think the ship came first and then the mice and the fish came together. The ship is moving away. Travel, a journey, Six of Swords, Eight of Cups, for example. So straight up confirmation right there that it is about moving into a different perspective, flipping things on its head, switching it up. It's all here. Doing different from what we know isn't working, leaning on people instead of trying to figure it all always out by ourselves type of thing. And then that's why we get stuck, because we're up at night by ourselves freaking out when we've just hit somebody up that's gonna like be able to raise us up. Then we're not gonna stay stuck anymore. The mice right here is about stress. It is about chaos and annoyances and, things that bring little problems, all of this stuff that keeps us up, right? So that is aligning with this energy, this Eight of Cups energy as well, of what it is that's making us feel this, sense of needing to withdraw, needing to move away. Obviously, if we're moving away or walking away, it's something that is not good that we need to walk away from. It is something that, again, is causing anxiety and causing grief that we need to walk away from. So we do have to be thinking about the worries, but not letting it keep us up at night. We have to move away from those worries. And then we have the fish. And the fish is about money coming through. This is about your abundance. This is about your wealth. This is about trade. This is about luxury. I mean, it's basically everything that we're saying, because this is very, very much of a confirmation, as Lionsgate energy and Goddess energy told us both in the last two readings. Like, we gotta think about not looking at money as if it's something frivolous that we shouldn't ask for. Money is energy like anything else and everything else. And if them dark energies have all this money to do all this dark work with, then we as light workers, we who want to prioritize the light, need to get some of that money. And if anything, get some of their money so that they have less to do darkness with. So we got to start calling in this money. And all of this energy is telling us, stop getting caught up in that stuff that's going to keep your vibration low and keep you from moving away to get your money, to get that infinite abundance in health, in wealth. Listen, wealth is health and health is wealth. So if you have the money that you need, there's so much in life that you don't have to worry about. And especially if you start on a high vibration, it's not that money helps and cures everything, but it helps and cures a lot, especially when you can be so high vibration without it. When you can find balance without it, when you do help and you do self-sacrifice without it. Again, Hangman energy is also about self-sacrifice, sacrificing for others. Think about what we would do with the money that they have, and looking at what they do with that money. It needs to flip, it needs to turn. This is Age of Aquarius, it's exactly that. Things literally need to Hangman, turn, completely flip on its head. So it's like the haves need to give it up to the have-nots, because we'll do better with it. That's what's coming through. Total confirmation on that, Lenormand. Ashe. Let's check with Moonology. 49 minutes on this already. My goodness. God bless you if you're still with me. I mean, God bless you even if you're not. I'm just saying. God bless y'all. I'm just saying God bless y'all, because it's probably going to be another like half an hour considering 5 more decks. But probably just going to, anyway, I'll see what Spirit chooses. But one card will be enough. But we'll see. We'll see. With the moon, we are here on Saturday, the 14th. Tomorrow will be a week right in the middle of our August 8th new moon and before our August 22nd full moon. So we'll see what our moon energy has to confirm or clarify this energy. Give thanks to Madam Moon. Oh, see, these two stayed in my hand. You saw that, right? So we gotta read them both. We gotta read them both. What do you need to release? Waning moon. If you saw my goddess guidance reading, that was Goddess Ishel. I had put her right here when I got that, and it said release. We cannot, I cannot stress this enough, and Spirit is telling us and using me. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for using me, for choosing me to reiterate what is the most important first action step for every promise, everything in our vortex, everything that we try to manifest, everything that we're dreaming about, everything that we say we want. The first, most critical step that will make it possible at all is releasing what no longer serves, releasing what is in the space of what it is that you want to come through. It can't arrive, it's waiting. I'm under the sky right now and I feel like there's this like big ass bag of money just waiting to drop, but it's like, but you got that in the place of where I was gonna put the bag. I can't, there's no space for the bag, mama, so I gotta hold the bag. I gotta hold the bag until you make space for the bag. You still dealing with that dude, so I can't really like bring you your divine masculine cause that dude is still there, so I can't really, whatever it is, whatever our situation is, whatever our story is. Like getting like straight up personal for a second, I am like not dealing with anyone because I know what I'm making space for. So I am clearing myself out emotionally, spiritually, physically, for my emperor, because there was no way that he was going to be able to come through when I was dabbling in some whatever stuff. Not even to say low vibration. They was cool, but I know they weren't it. So if you want it, you got to make space for it. If you want him, if you want all of it, you got to make space. And the more you want, the more space you got to make. It's math. It's science, and it's spirit. It's vibration, it's frequency. So you got to release it. You got to release it. And then have faith in your dreams. This is a perfect connection, because I was just saying you can't receive your dreams if you don't make space for it. You can't if you haven't released stuff that's going to hinder your dreams, or even like the dreams, they're nightmares. You're having dreams, but you're focusing on nightmares. We got to stop focusing on the nightmares and the things that are holding us back. Faith in our dreams, faith over fear. Release all of the stuff that's going to keep us awake at night. Because that keeps us from our dreams. That keeps us from having all of these blessings bestowed upon us. So first step is releasing what doesn't serve. And I would say straight up, the second step is to like maintain that faith. Have the most fortified faith. And energy is coming through. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. Contrary to media belief, there is no reason not to. It's a choice of what we decide to focus on, of what we decide to tune in and tap into. I know what I want. I know what I want. Mosquitoes coming out now too. I see you. It's all right. Almost done. Let's see what the crystals have to say. And I always say the crystal or crystals, in terms of the cards that come out, is ideal for us to work with that stone, at least for the day that you see this reading. So when it comes through, if you've got that crystal, just connect with it, meditate with it, program it for whatever resonated the most for you in this reading, and keep it close to your skin, over your heart, third eye, or wherever the particular chakra might be obvious of what the chakra that it's associated with. So if I know, I'll definitely share that, or you can look it up, and then sleep with it under your pillow tonight, or whenever, to the night that you see this. So crystal energy, what is your message? Woo. I'm gonna shuffle that properly. These are kind of sticking together from the heat. Crystal energy, what say you? Oh, saw that? Me. As I hear them, me. Oh my goodness. Y'all, lapis lazuli or lazuli, depending on your pronunciation, tells us to bam, make a decision. Bam, make a decision. Make a decision. Choices. Sure, we got so many choices. Absolutely, there are choices. There's so many choices. Choose one then. Choose one. And in essence, so much of the energy coming through is like there's actually only two. There's faith or there's fear. There's light or there's dark. It's like, and again, it's about moderation. So it's not saying that it's only light. It's about the priority. It's about the predominant energy that you're deciding. Sure, we're all going to have little fears, things that creep up. You can't just say, okay, I choose faith and that means I automatically have no fears. No, it's about releasing the fears, and that is a daily practice. But when you choose faith, it makes it easier. There are going to be things in regards to the dark that creep up in us. We are comprised of shadow and light, but we choose to focus on the light. That is the choice. Make the decision for yourself. Whatever it may be, make the decision. And lapis lazuli, third eye. So if you have some lapis, then definitely connect with it and put it on your third eye. Even as you sleep tonight, even if it falls away while you're sleeping, that's fine. But just lay down, put it on there. If you have a piece that's, able to do that, you're able to do that with. I have a lapis lazuli orgonite mirror, so I'm gonna definitely connect with that as well when I'm done this reading, and might even put that directly on my third eye for a bit too. And my orgonite hearts for gridding is done with lapis lazuli for the third eye. The lapis crystal, if you have it, if you look at it, if you look it up, it always reminds me of the world, because it's like you can see some water, you can see kind of earth in there, you see minerals with the gold flecks, the pyrite that's in there and all of that stuff. So I remember before I saw visual crystals, what drew me to them was learning about Kemet in high school, Egypt. And as they didn't tell us the truth, they're still not telling us the truth, we got to look for it ourselves. But when I was reading about these crystals, I remember reading lapis lazuli, and I saw the image of the globe in my mind when I read it. And then I read carnelian, and I saw this like orange disc in my head. And as I was reading these crystals, it's like I saw the images, and I didn't know what they looked like, but then I looked them up and I was blown away that what I saw in my head was what this crystal looked like. And that's what got me on crystals. From at that point, I was just like, I don't know what these things are. I got to start, because clearly they're magical for them to like show me what they look like just by reading their names. So definitely an ideal stone for make a decision for this energy, because lapis is about expansion of our awareness, of our empowerment, of deciding for ourselves and standing, up for what we believe in, sticking to our guns. When we decide to move away from something that doesn't serve, when we decide to release, that we're making it fixed, we're making it finite. Nobody else gets to decide. They don't get to, oh, but why? And nobody gets to question. I don't have to explain anything to you, like none of that. Like I'm just doing for me, and I'm moving in this direction, or I'm releasing this thing because I know what's coming for me and I can't get to it or get it if I don't do this. So I'm making this decision so that I can get what it is that I say that I want, what it is that I say that I deserve, and what God wants for me, what Spirit wants for me. All right, let's see. The Green Witch deck. Thanks, Tash. I love these cards. I love these cards. I'm all about, you know, as a vegan, obviously, plants and vegetables and fruits. And I had a garden once and I absolutely loved every second of it. Can't wait to do that again. And I have quite the green thumb. So this deck is really, really dear to my heart because of the alignment with the elements and the plants and fruits and vegetables and what they signify. So let's see. And flowers and, you know, all of that. So thank you, Mother Nature, for all of the ways that you provide. And what say you for this energy? Yo, these mosquitoes starting to bite me. All right, let's do that. Oh, we got the tomato, which is about love, which is totally the lovers, and giving us that confirmation to find your tribe, find that energy that is blessed from above, that the ancestors brought to you and said, listen, you need this support so that you can make sure you stay out of the dark and that you don't let it swallow you up and you don't get stuck in your fears and your worries and your griefs and all of that stuff. Love is the answer. Love is the key. And that is where the light is. You know, that's what we need to do. It's love that actually transmutes the dark. And in many ways, that's why like forgiveness and compassion and patience and all of these things are so important, and where temperance comes in as well in regards to that, for us to be able to find that in between and not just condemn people that aren't able to make the decision in regards to prioritizing the light. They are where they are, and we do have to infuse ourselves and each other and the world and Mother Nature with love. That is a choice too, every day, so that we can do our part to raise other people's vibrations if they're not able to do it for themselves. And then as a result, Age of Aquarius vibes, make it a better world. Birth this new earth. Yeah. So, truly, love is the answer, love is the key. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Hi, fairies. Do you believe in fairies? I believe in fairies. I do. Thank you, fairies. Thank you, magical little beings of nature. What say you? Yo, these mosquitoes. Predators. Music. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Do you want fairies at your door? I want fairies at my door. They come though. Kai is like all about the fairies. She like communicates with them. It's pretty incredible. So music is very important. I listen to brainwave music, binaural beats, which I think is incredible, just in regards with aligning our psyche, our mind, our heart, our spirit with a certain energy. And there's binaural beats that align with the moon, with Lionsgate, whether it's a full moon, a new moon, you know, for pain prevention, for, you know, pain resolution, for absolutely anything. If you type into YouTube, you know, music for sprained wrist. When Kaya broke her wrist, I thought it was praying it was sprained. So I had brainwave music playing for sprained and broken wrists. And, you know, for headache, you can put for absolutely anything and everything. So music is very, very important. You see I'm scratching because they bit me? Music is very, very important to align ourselves and to help us find the balance and the new perspective that we need, and to empower us to keep moving forward. You know, Six of Swords energy and Eight of Cups, to walk away from what doesn't serve, to make space for what, you know, is for us. This is very, very helpful for calming ourselves, for meditation. You know, I love Bob Marley, and his one of my favorite. I mean, every song, I can't even say that I have a favorite song or a favorite quote, but when he says, "One good thing about music, when it hits, you feel no pain." That's real. That's real, and we know what that feels like when that song comes on, when that vibe comes on, when that frequency comes on, when somebody's